guys, I'm back with another 10 metal bands you haven't heard but should. I have some company for this video, so, you know, say hey to the lizard. His name's Aragon, he's great. So I've got a fairly good mix. It's mainly CDs this time around, just because that's what I happen to have bought. But first up, a label that I'm going to keep in tradition of talking about as much as I can. From Transcending Obscurity, we have, I believe, from 2017, this album, Sadistik Forest with Morbid Majesties. I'm really looking forward to seeing these guys at FinFest, which from that you may be able to guess, they're from Finland. They're just really good, classic death metal, you know, the kind of stuff you get in the early days. If you like the other kind of old school death metal bands I'm always talking about, this is another one. Their stuff's just filled with good hooks and grooves and nice riffs, plenty of blast beats, plenty of sort of, no dude, you're not going to climb on that tape. Plenty of just great hooks, grooves, as I said, blast beats, some nice mix in tempo as well, with some nice kind of bolt throwery mids. Just a really good album from Sadistik Forest. Next up is a UK black metal band featuring Steve from Old... I don't know if I meant to call him that. Featuring someone from Old Corpse Road and someone from everything, because Proctor, the drummer, is in every band ever in the UK except mine. He's a great guy. He plays in so many bands. But this is the first demo, the 2019 demo from Peasant. This 3 tracks. If you like sort of the more early but not very first Burzum, maybe, when it sort of meets that almost slightly depressive, very melancholic but still bitterly raw, cold sound. It's really got that. It's incredibly atmospheric. It's got a lot of what the UK scene prides itself on, which is this bleak atmosphere, while keeping its own kind of sonic right apart from other European countries. I think Peasant do a really good job of keeping that. Is, like I say, melancholic but really driven. It's unrelenting. It's not like some weak melancholic atmospheric stuff. It's really got the balls to back up the riffs. So yeah, check out Peasant. This is on Blackwood Productions and Legion Blowton, and soon to be on the Legions of Darkness record label for limited edition reissues. But I believe you can still grab the tape from all of the places I mentioned above. Next up, if you know, I've done quite a lot of cassette reissues with my various bands through Depressive Illusions and Vibrio Coloride, run by Sergey. This is his band, Moloch. It's really good raw black metal. He prides the project on using very analog recording methods. If you go on their Metal Archives page, I found that really interesting to read about. He keeps it incredibly traditional. He keeps it incredibly down to earth with very primitive feel to it, just like the early days. They're from the Ukraine. This is Verwüstung, I believe you would say that. Sorry to any German people, but I'm going to go with Verwüstung, or Verwüstung. I don't know how. I know W's are like V's, but I don't know if V's are then like W's, so sorry guys. But they're from the Ukraine, but all their releases pretty much have a German title for some reason. Just really good, down-to-earth, primitive, bombastic black metal in the way it should be if you want to hear how it sounded in the 90s. But now, that's the band to go to. On the subject of primitive, we have some of the pioneers of the all-new caveman death metal scene with Rotted. This is the Pestilent Tomb full-length. A lot of you will know this because Maggot Stomp posted it along with their demo Dying to Rot, which I've got on the way from Maggot Stomp. My version on CDs was Dark Blasphemies Records, who I believe did the CD release. Well, they did do the CD release. If you just like really kind of stompy, primitive, gnarly riffs with like a mortician kind of sound to them, they just make you want to stamp on stuff and just break stuff, listen to Rotted. It is caveman headbanging good times. You guys, if Rotted end up watching this, you're welcome to quote that, because I'm quite proud of that. Next up, a legendary thrash band. I've been lacking in thrash in these types of videos, although I had plenty in my unboxing a package from Reaper video. If you haven't seen that, Reaper from Heavy Metal Relics, Reaper Metal Productions, Hell's Headbangers, and of course Crucified Mortals, sent me a bunch of really cool stuff. That was fun. I love doing unboxings, but I never order enough from one place to warrant an unboxing unless I sort of either get sent stuff or put in a massive order. But here is Faithxtractor, a band Heavy Metal Relics has certainly talked about a lot on Hell's Headbangers Records. This is Proverbial Limbs to the Ultimate Slaughter. It's just killer. It's got a very strong death metal presence as well, but the balls to the walls thrashiness of this is just absolutely phenomenal. If you want something that's going to wake you the fuck up in the morning without, you know, kind of gently cuddling you in bed, it's just going to get you up and ready to tear the day and you fucking asshole, then listen to Faithxtractor, because this shit fucking rips. Sorry, I got a bit carried away there. Another band from the UK, a lot of you guys may know this band as part of this sort of like really atmospheric, doomy death metal scene, but this is Horrified with Allure of the Fallen. I'm terrible at picking, knowing album names, because I'm just like, I want to listen to this band. I'll pick a CD, vinyl, tape out of the collection and just put it on. This is Allure of the Fallen on Shadow Kingdom Records. Just trying to make sure the light doesn't catch it. The artwork definitely represents the music. It's got this kind of huge hooded menace kind of esque cacophony of just great musicianship. The guitar leads, especially on this album, are just incredibly haunting. Horrified do a great job of this. Very unique, though. There's almost like some neoclassical lead guitar parts over these kind of drudging riffs that give it a very unique sound, and I think Horrified should be talked about in the same breath as bands like Tomb Mold for the combination of the atmospheric death metal, but also being unique and something new. Now, on the opposite of something new, we all know how much I love South American black and thrashy extremity. This is Diabolic Force, once again on Hell's Headbangers Records, with Praise of Satan. I should have been able to remember that one. I believe this is a reissue, because the original art, I think, covered the whole thing. I really like this kind of triangle effect. Makes me think of Toblerone. I really like that. But if you know you like all the kind of classics like Sarcophagon, Volcano, you'll love Diabolic Force with just ripping thrashy riffs, satanic as fuck black metal imagery and sounds, and just utterly menacing stuff. Check out Diabolic Force. I believe they're from Chile, but maybe Brazil or one of these places. I get them very confused. Geography's not my strong point. All I know is South American metal is some of the best in the world. Next up, a release from my good friends. So, well, I say good friends, I've never met them or anything, but I know Jordan from Facebook. Oxygen Destroyer on Redefining Records. This, if you like kaiju, however the fuck you say it, movies, this is like Godzilla fucking death metal, and the thrashing death blend that the band create certainly has a monstrous sound to it. It's killer. You know, if you love all those kind of classic movies and you want some music that has the same kind of tongue-in-cheek horror feel with the sci-fi elements and just ballsy thrash death to back up these horrific monsters, Oxygen Destroyer do a great job. I think they're such a killer band. I'm really glad to see them doing well for themselves. They're doing some cool tours in America. In fact, I believe they're playing with Unholy Lust Tour, one of my favourite bands from LA. So definitely, if you're in the States, check that out, because I'd love to see Oxygen Destroyer. Hopefully they come over to Europe at some point. And now we have to close things. I posted this on Instagram about an hour ago, so you guys may already know what's coming. But it's 2 releases from Iron Bonehead. First up, we have the new Cult of Extinction album, Ritual in the Absolute Absence of Light, which I actually have on now, so the CD's not in there. Along with Infernal Coil, they have this, and they're maybe not too similar as bands. They're both definitely war metal with that black and death, just bombarding, pounding, rather disconcerting feel, maybe would be the right word to it. But whereas Infernal Coil take the more grindcore path, I think Cult of Extinction take a slightly more dissonant, atmospheric path, and it's quite experimental. Both bands, I think, are great for doing something with war metal that doesn't just sound like blasphemy. As much as I love that sound, it's cool to see some new life being breathed into the, I want to say genre, I don't know if that's a genre, but whatever the fuck you want to call it, Cult of Extinction do it damn well, and this album is certainly one to put on if you're raging and you want to rage. This will make you rage more. So check out Cult of Extinction. And as I mentioned, this one was also on Iron Bonehead. I reviewed this release, and for some reason I didn't have it till now, but the new Infernal Conjuration album, Infernale Metallum Mortis, I guess, that's how you say that. They're just insanely good, classic death metal, no bells and whistles, just pure blundering riff worship, and that's how death metal should be. So check out Infernal Conjuration. I keep getting them mixed up with Infernal Coil. That's 10 metal bands you haven't heard but should yet again. And I've already got a lot of stuff for the next list. And I'm going to Bloodstock next weekend and Undergang tomorrow night with The Acquisitor and Cryptworm. So a couple Danish bands and a British band. Going to be good death metal times. Bloodstock's going to be fun. Yeah, there's some piss weak bands on the lineup. But, you know, there's stuff like Skeletal Remains and Blasphemer and Zealot Cult that more than make up for it. Everyone knows I'm a huge Children of Bodom fan, so I'm going to be one of the cringy mosh pit kids for that. And if you see me at Bloodstock or anything, feel free to come and say hi. I'm an unsociable prick, but I will do my best to... I'm friendly, I'm just not versed with people very well, because I live in Norfolk. But, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed these bands. I'm going to have another one of these videos probably after Bloodstock now, and... you know, I usually get a good haul at Bloodstock, so I may just do a Bloodstock haul video if that's something you guys think would be cool. So last year I came back with maybe 40 albums or something and some merch and what have you. So if you guys want to watch me go, hey, look, this is where I spent all my money, then I will do that. I'll probably do it anyway. But that was the end of the video. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Make sure to check out the bands. Make sure to support the labels. Make sure you say a big fuck you to Discogs and eBay flippers. If, you know, there's nothing wrong with using Discogs and eBay. They're useful tools, especially if you live in a place where it's hard to, you know, access mainstream distros and record shops. Or, well, not mainstream, like, sort of internationally shipped underground. Stuff like Iron Bonehead, if it's hard to get stuff from them. I understand that point. I'm quite lucky to live in a country with very good access to international mail. But if you see something going for ridiculous prices, like I've seen the new Tomb Mold album, the variant I have going for like $60 for like a $20 LP, that can fuck right off. You know, just buy it on Bandcamp. If you can't get the one you want, wait for a repress, support this scene and do your thing. Cheers for checking this out. Make sure, like I said, to support the bands involved. And until next time, stay metal.